welcome to the live. Today we're going to try to get some good imagery while we also read from Sam's Teach Yourself C++. Okay. Hello, welcome. Today we're going to go live while we study C++, and I just want to give you guys a quick view of where we're studying at, because sometimes we just study in strange places, random places. Okay. So I want you guys to see this. Quick. Before we get into C++, the reason programming is so important, it's so mystical, people kind of don't really gravitate towards programming, but I think it's something that is really important, so I'm going to focus in on that today. Okay. So sometimes it's good to get out in nature. For programming, it's really quite physical, even though it's more or less a mental process. So I'm just showing this to you guys. All right. Now we're gonna hurry up and get to the good stuff. All right. We're gonna get to the good stuff. We're gonna run over several C++ concepts, and we're gonna have a great time. Okay. So I'm gonna set you guys right here. And maybe I will put you guys. Where can I put you? Where can I put you? Let's see. Hello, welcome. You guys ready to dive into C++? Let's go. How you doing today? All right. Here we go. So, let's just share the table of contents really quickly. All right. I'm going to try to make this into maybe like a 10-minute video. Right. So, writing your first C++ program, compiling and linking the source code, creating your first program. Okay. All right, so really quickly, I'm going to just run through all of this stuff. Recently, I posted something that talked about Richard Feynman and his idea behind, more or less, his idea behind. Let me show this to you guys. The 7 stages of thought, right? So there's 7 stages of thought according to Richard Feynman, and you know, the first stage is called remembrance, and that's kind of where I am right now. I just want to I'm kind of obsessed with remembering, and that's the lowest level of thought. And while it is low, it doesn't mean that it's not um, good or it's not something that is useful, but it is something that we want to kind of like start at a baseline with, and not necessarily go too far with it, right? So really quickly, I'm going to show you guys. Um, I'm going to just write that down real quick for everyone. All right. So the first called remembrance. And I'm just going to go ahead and number all of these because I know there's 7 levels. And the first one is remembrance. And I know the last one is reflection. And I know the one before that is creation. And I know that after remembrance, the most important thing is understanding. After understanding, the most important thing is application. And then the most important thing after application is analysis. And the most important thing after analysis is, I think it is, um, uh, so what we got: remembrance, understanding, application, analysis, and it's okay not to remember all of them. If you can remember the fifth one, please write that in the chat for me. Remembrance, understanding, application, analysis. Okay, and the fifth one is going to be judgment. I just thought of it. All right. So these 7 uh, levels here are for thought. These are the 7 levels of thought. And every day we want to kind of like cycle through these 7. Okay. So we're going to do this with C++, right? We're going to do this with C++. Okay. All right. So in order to get remembrance, the first thing we have to do is actually remember something, right? We're going for the first one here, remembrance. All right. So let's see, what are we going to remember? Let's look at what we're going to remember. All right, as far as C++ goes. All right. We want to just think about why would we want to use C++? Then compiling and linking source code. Then we want to create our first program. Then we want to think about reasons why C++ is good to use. We also want to know the parts of a program, and we want to know how to make comments, and we want to know how to write functions. All right. We want to know what a variable is. We want to define a variable. We want to assign values to variables. We want to use type definitions, constants, auto-typed variables. We want to know how to make statements. We want to know what an expression is. We want to know what the operators are. We want to know what are the if-else conditional statements. We want to know the logical operators. We want to know the tricky expression values. In fact, we'll start there at tricky expression values. All right. What is a tricky expression value in C++? All right. Tricky expression values in C++. Expressions produce the values true or false. In C++, the value 0 is also considered false, and any other value is true. Some C++ programmers take advantage of this feature. All right. In if statements, if zombies, standard cout is less than double, there are is less than X. So with C++, we see that we got some tricky expressions here. Okay. The first album you ever bought or owned. What's the first album you ever bought or owned? All right, this video is getting long, so I will be back later.